What trends are you seeing or questions are you seeing about the future of their supply chains, and what are you anticipating to be a really big part of that kind of that supplier connection discussion as time goes on, and even maybe the other steps that you said, the eyes and ears on the ground and the auditing aspect too?
I would tell you in the next 5 to 10 years, it can get summed up with two letters, and that is AI.
Love it.
Essentially, we are accelerating every single facet of the global supply chain process. And I believe that that's going to be further accelerated and made more efficient and turnkey through AI. We're talking about in the beginning stages, such as the ideation process, the design process, the prototyping process, where through softwares like Midjourney or different kinds of Adobe suites, people can very easily be able to put in 10, 20 different keywords or some reference examples and come up with 40 prototypes without going through a 2 or 3 month long design process. They can then pick and choose and hone in and then turn it into a 3D model quickly, send that off to a manufacturer who can then fully automate, 3D prototypes within a matter of days, and then be able to utilize things like machine learning and other kinds of fully automated QC processes that will ensure a certain level of quality and reduction of defects. That then feeds into fully automated shipping and logistics platforms. And so when you think about that, it's almost kind of like you push a button at the beginning and you push a couple buttons along the way. And if, everything becomes, turnkey and fluid, it will then have a great outcome, and probably one that could have never been achieved without the use of AI.
Solidify and help these shippers grow, or manufacturers grow globally, and make their supply chains more stronger and resilient.
Right. Well, again, I think the real difference that has kind of changed in the landscape today is that customers are not so much chasing dollars, but they're more chasing dependability. And that's something that, when you work as sort of in the regulatory landscape, as I did previously, you're always looking at sort of risk mitigation and different kinds of controls to be put in place to make sure that you manage people and outcomes, and to be able to kind of expect the unexpected and manage to kind of the worst case scenarios. And I guess all of what I just said is what I have taken from other roles that I've had and have looked to apply to kind of the fundamentals and the philosophy here at the Atlas Network, where we are a company that is focused on producing a very regulated mass production experience, where kind of, again, everything is sort of ticked and tied. Whereas I think many others in this space would more kind of look for kind of the dazzle or sort of how do we sort of get things at the lowest costs for customers and things of that nature. That worked for, kind of the last, let's call it 10 to 15 years, but most recently in the last, let's call it 5 years, it's been proven that the real kind of success is determined by, can you get the goods delivered where they need to be in the excellent quality they need to be in, very efficient, with high quality outcomes. And again, I think my past experiences have lended to kind of shape the way that our company facilitates what we do for customers. And that in the end, I think ends up being the most valuable aspect of what we bring to these customers. Low defect rates, high quality, high efficiency.